Hello and welcome back to episode 50 of The Outer Worlds.
Who feels like getting into trouble?
I'm Vic, and I feel like getting into trouble, and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. So let's get into it. It does look like we've got some more hostiles up ahead. There's one now.
I can't hear you laughing!
Ellie, you are really making this difficult for everyone, including you. I don't even know how that worm got behind us. Alright. I do occasionally wonder if I would be better off flying solo. I know I get some perks from having buddies, but I also could have picked different perks that trigger when I don't have buddies. And if I didn't have buddies, they wouldn't, for example, stand in the direct line of fire when you're assaulting a choke point, so that they could get shot instead of your enemies. Oh. He died and then went on a little flight. That door is not a real door. Why would the damaged locker be the one that actually has stuff in it?
Hope you're not afraid of heights.
Good. I'm glad we didn't miss anything. What is the deal with these? Like, I've seen them all over the place, and they just, like, they don't have any obvious purpose. Is there some kind of crazy secret that I just screwed up by mashing buttons at it? When you know it. Come on, girls. Alright, you know what? I need my shotgun. And yeah, look at that. Eureka. I found it. It does N-ray damage. You know what? This might actually be... Let's try it. Wow, it just slurps up ammo, doesn't it? So it's not doing a lot of damage, but it is... Oh, I'm N-rayed also. Alright, well, getting N-rayed is noisy. I don't know. A while back when I was reading stuff, I saw some very polarized opinions in forums about N-rays. There were some people that thought that they were awesome, and some other people that thought that they were totally useless. But if I recall correctly, they do sort of like this spreading from one enemy to another thing. So one would think that if there was such a thing as an ideal situation for them, big piles of enemies like that would be it.
Wow, you got that?
That safe wasn't even locked. What's the point? Oh, there he is. Can't go that way. Alright. Looks like we're good on workbench stuff for now.
Hey, Captain. Whatever happens, I just want you to know, I've always got your back.
I know. Did you catch that reference? Was that a good? Spectrum Brown. Do you suppose the executives, like Ludovico, actually, like, voluntarily drink that stuff? The Queen's gotta be in here. It's gotta be immersed in the water.
Yes, I know you're hungry.
Yeah, she
Be
totally
patient.
is.
I'll feed you soon enough. Just a guest. The one I told you about. The inspector. Welcome. We were just talking about you.
There's someone or something behind you.
You and I are standing in the presence of royalty. Don't worry. You'll meet her soon enough. I know what you've done. Hijacked Phaeton. Contaminated the air we breathe with your poison. You think you've saved this colony. All you've done is robbed Halcyon of its last chance at real happiness. And you've angered my queen.
I do want to hear the monologue. Your queen? What exactly is going on here?
The queen of symbiotes. A creature of endless compassion and unfathomable intelligence. The next sovereign of Halcyon.
Not at this rate.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to feed you to the queen, and then I'm going to find a way to repair the damage you've done. Don't be afraid. She can smell fear, and it makes her absolutely ravenous. Your Highness, dinner is served. Wait, no, not me. Damn! Merciful law! Stop!
You know what? I think this is a good time for some debuffs, don't you? How about some more debuff? And is this good content? I don't know how much I'm supposed to. Oh, it looks like my debuff ran out. Oh, hey, I can move around more than that. Wow, my friends are just going to go down there with her? Why not, right? Yeah, that's better. The trick is to keep moving. And then and she's done. I got an achievement entitled You Have Selected Regicide. I didn't know Mr. Philbin was here, but I suppose there had to be some collateral damage. Oh. Queen melted away and left Ludovico behind. What was that gun? Nova Burst. Yeah, that's a lot of N-ray damage, alright. I still don't have enough points to hack that computer. So are we all done here? Is this the side that he was on? What's going on over here?
Deft hands, Captain.
Oh, is this like a thing I could have done to make the fight easier? I don't think I need to immolate anything right now. That would have been pretty funny. What did I just unlock? Oh. Hello.
You made it. I guess happy customers really are repeat customers. Here, I had something I wanted to give you. This is a golden ticket, good for one free tour of the Purpleberry Orchards. This is my way of showing you that I appreciate you just for being alive.
You could have helped me.
That's a reasonable point, friend, but it turns out you didn't need my help at all. I do regret the untimely demise of our broodmother, but my passenger is flooding my brain with all sorts of happy feelings, so I don't mind all that much.
Passenger?
Oh, that's what I call the slug I've bonded with. It's gonna be a part of me until I pass through the gates of oblivion and my atoms scatter into the void.
Stand still. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Wow. Alright, but I used his key and it unlocked something. Don't tell me it was actually one of those lockers. I think it was. So what else? Don't tell me if I had left Harwell alone, he would have actually like gone outside and been okay. Didn't square with what he was saying, but why would it? Oh, now we can go through the other door. What the hell? Ah, it was on the other side of that door that stuff exploded. Okay. I can live with that. So the administrator is dead, and Harwell is dead, and we have a tour of the orchard that we can go on. And the anti-parasitic agent really just has not been as effective as I would have liked. Let's try this sucker out. What just happened to me? It's acting like a shotgun. That is not very effective. Much better. Well, I sort of figured that things would have wrapped up after we dealt with the Queen. So all our friends are hanging out at the landing pad, I guess. Oh man, do I not get to hang out in the penthouse suite anymore? Hello.
Ludovico was eaten by a giant slug? What an absolute tragedy.
That's all he has to say? Okay. Where's Helen?
I must have dreamed up 100 different ways to kill Ludovico. I'll be honest, eaten alive by the Queen of the Brain Slugs wasn't on that list.
Well, that's not very creative. You sound disappointed?
Is that so strange? I imagined this moment would be a little more cathartic. But Belinda's still gone, and I don't feel all that different.
Give it time.
I can't go back to the way things were. I can't return to my old life because it was never my life to begin with. It was shared. Never mind, you don't need to listen to this. Thank you again for your help, Captain. I never would have made it this far without you.
Goodbye. Yeah, so I guess we're all done here. I can't think of things that I've left undone. And I assume that once I leave, I will never ever return. So I'm going to continue to not think of things that I've left undone. Of course, if anybody ever left a comment, they could let me know. But, hey, you do you, right? So what are we going to do now? We're going to talk to Ada is what we're going to do. Did I always have a chair there? I'm going to assume I did.
Welcome back, Captain. Or shall I call you Inspector? What can I do for you?
I'm not the inspector anymore.
During your absence, I passed the time by simulating a number of hypothetical conclusions to this case. Unfortunately, my understanding of the facts is limited, and my appraisal of the individuals involved is not flattering. Therefore, my conclusions are inaccurate.
Who do you think killed Halcyon Helen?
My simulations have yielded several possible causes of death. Halcyon Helen may have been killed by one or all of the following: asphyxiating on Rizzo's Spectrum Brown, grappling with a primal while inebriated, killed by an overzealous fan, death by automechanical, or profound loneliness. How close were my estimations?
Closer than you think.
Excellent. I'm pleased to discover my ability to predict human behavior is accurate. This information is valuable to me. I will update my behavior simulation protocol accordingly. Thank you, Captain.
No problem.
How can I be of assistance?
Talk to you later.
See you soon, Captain.
Man, I'm really piling on the levels since I put that mod on. I will deal with that later. The ones who walk away from Gorgon. This is what I want to do. Oh yeah, this was the recording that had the limb attached to it. So we're going off to Gorgon. Ambrose Manor. Is it going to be another mystery?
We arrived at Ambrose Manor.
I hope not, actually. I'm sure that the writers are more creative than that. Some kind of other noir-era trope, maybe. But not that one. On Gorgon, it's always Adrena time. Made with real xenosite waste.
Welcome to Ambrose Manor. We were not expecting company. Please follow. Do not stray from the path.
Aw, that's no fun. Oh no, we should check to see he's alright.
He's broken. He was broken before he fell.
This unit expresses dismay.
Well, now what, Parvati? Are you gonna kiss him better? Kitchen keycard. Nice. Daily routines. Sweep the Tranquility Garden for Mrs. Olivia. Oil the fish for Mr. Harvey. Repeat. When they hired me on as groundskeeper, I assumed there'd be grounds to keep. I'm not even allowed inside the manor. Everyone told me the Ambrose family keeps to themselves, but they're a bunch of hermits, save for the little one. I guess I ought to find a hobby. Mr. Harvey dropped his keycard in the pond. I'll hold on to it in case he ever comes looking, but I won't go near the house. Wouldn't want to get between Mrs. Olivia and her research. Okay, so I'm starting to get a feel for what we're going to be seeing here, and I'm into it. I'm thinking that it's sort of going to be along the lines of whatever the inspirational material was.
Are you upside down?
I am not. And neither are you, so that's a problem for one of us. Anyway, I think it's going to be probably related to the source material that inspired Spooky Raven Manor in Kingdom of Loathing, which is a reference that I bet not many people will get. Especially since not many people...
Watching me.
Especially...
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. At the very least, there ought to be something worth stealing in there.
More than one thing, if we're lucky. Saltuna Pond. If this is Saltuna, then I'm beginning to understand why there was some difficulty canning it back at Edgewater? Is that right? I think that's right. Oh. Ouch. Claw rake, sure. Who hides money in their fancy their fancy Zen garden? Who indeed? Cool manor. Very symmetrical. I like it. Not at all Winchester Mansion, so that's kind of a disappointment.
Okay, maybe not. So empty.
Definitely a haunted house.
Something here don't feel right.
Well, try feeling it differently. To Miss Wilhelmina Ambrose, this certificate affirms that you are the sole inheritor of the Ambrose estate, having drafted, filed, indexed, stamped, and unstamped the necessary forms to declare your mother legally deceased. Congratulations and condolences. This has been a long time coming. Even without access to your full inheritance, you have grown the Ambrose fortunes beyond this firm's wildest dreams. Interesting. And what do we have here? Activate dinner time protocol. Some or all ingredients are missing. Dish may not be prepared properly or other errors may occur. Spacer's Choice is now responsible for bad taste, bad odor, food poisoning, or erratic behavior of automechanical units. Pantry list. Saltuna fillets, spoiled. Woolly cow steak, spoiled. Mock apples, spoiled. Borston beans, and mock apple shake remaining. Oh, look at that. I activated dinner time protocol. Meal was error. User Wambros attempted to log into system. Final attempt failed. Locking terminal for 5 days. Oh, wow. Look at all the event IDs there. Event ID 3000. User Oambrows activated dinner time protocol. Meal was Woolly Loaf. And then 34,000 events later, Wambros was trying to log in. Okay, well, we got access to the kitchen. And, ooh, hidden passageway. As near as I can tell, there's nothing that I'm supposed to be doing, so, whatever I want must be what I'm supposed to be doing. Right?
Oh my law, this is just like that episode of Virginia Yang, Girl Detective, where the old fella dies and his nurse inherits his house. What if we find a body?
We might find more than one. Okay, Dr. Olivia Ambrose. Along that wilderness of glass, no swellings that tell that winds may be upon some far-off happier sea. No heavings hint that winds have been on seas less hideously serene. Log in as O. Ambrose. Oh, wow. There's a lot of reading to do here. Let's see if we can retrieve some deleted logs. Okay, so our earliest deleted log is 2348 October. Alright, well, this morning I gave birth to a healthy child. Perhaps that's a strange distinction to call her healthy, but after all I've endured to finally meet her, it matters. That she exists at all, against the odds, matters. I will call her Wilhelmina, after my late brother Wilhelm. I hope the law is kinder to her than it was to him. I hope for many things, truthfully, that she may be smart and shrewd, that she be strong, relentless, undeniable. Most of all, I hope for her a steel spine, that she does not bend when Halcyon would break her, that she would be stronger than I. I must find Minnie a wet nurse. She demands to be fed throughout the day and night, and I simply cannot get a single thing done. The nurse will need to be exceptional, smart, educated, of means. Minnie must have the best start if she's going to survive the pit of vipers that is the Byzantium elite. Then there is the matter of a governess. I can't watch the child constantly, not if I'm to do my work. How soon must I begin looking? Naturally, she'll have to be exceptional as well, and exceptional Byzantines don't exactly grow on trees. I will persuade Harvey to investigate this for me. The man has little else to do. I don't understand how anyone of ambition has time to keep a journal. I certainly don't. Yet here I am, indulging myself. Minnie's influence, no doubt. Her behavior concerns me. She's clingy, emotional. At 5, she should be starting to show some personality, not crying for her mother when I leave for another stint on Gorgon. This must be the fault of Marie, her governess, as Minnie certainly didn't learn this behavior from me. I'll have to fire the woman. It's clear she's not capable of instilling in Minnie a correct understanding of how to behave. Harvey despairs of ever finding a governess who meets my preposterous standards. He and I went in circles on the issue for hours, but he came around to my thinking eventually. Why shouldn't I want what's best for my daughter? Maybe I'll fire him too. I'm at my wit's end with Minnie. At 13, she should have already mastered basic chemistry, physics, and mathematics, but she can barely handle long division. She struggles to remember the simplest equations and formulas, no matter how many times her governess raps her knuckles. By the time I was her age, I'd already made dynamite in my grandfather's laboratory. The only thing Minnie's making might explode is my head. Her father asked why we don't just send her to boarding school, but I abhor the thought of her surrounded by those coddled idiots. More alarming still, she's begun to show an interest in romance serials and painting. She may have a strong grasp of color theory, and she shows some promise with watercolors. But surely that's the result of her education in spectroscopy, not any skill. What value has art anyway? She gave me a truly dreadful painting of Francis this morning, and I haven't a clue what to do with it. Perhaps I'll stuff it in my desk. We'll have a good laugh over it when she's grown and finally come to her senses. Lucien appeared at the manor this morning. I thought him here for me, to finally wring my neck after our latest tiff. But no, it was much worse than that. He'd come to speak to Minnie. No need to guess why. She's taken upon herself to manage the household these last few years, since neither her father nor I have the time or, frankly, inclination. Under her watch, the staff's productivity has increased 35% while reducing our costs an astonishing 67%. We've saved tens of thousands of bits. Harvey tipped Lucien off, I suspect. Now he wants to bring her on to help manage the Gorgon facilities, which I refused over Minnie's vociferous protestations. She cried after he'd left. I only wish that I could tell her why. How did I raise such a willful daughter? She's no longer requesting to join the project, but demanding. I'm ready. I can help you. It's what I want. She doesn't know what she's asking. Gorgon is not safe. Compound X is in the air. It's infected the water and the food. It's no longer just the test subjects and the laboratory techs in danger now. Even the general staff are beginning to feel its effects. Even I feel it. I'm tied up in knots. I know what I must do, the only way I can persuade her away, but it'll kill me to do it. Minnie, I'll say, you just don't have what it takes. You're too shallow, too simple, too weak. She'll hate me for it. I'm sure it will destroy her, but it will work. She'll be safe. That's all I care about now. Harvey is gone. The body's still alive, but the man I married is dead. He broke into my office and stole the last of my release candidate ampules, busted the door to splinters in his withdrawal fury. I chartered a shuttle to bring him to the facility for medical care. Even convinced Priantha to oversee the transfer. He didn't want to, was worried it wasn't safe, but I begged him. Harvey killed the shuttle crew, Priantha too. But the shuttle wouldn't take off without its pilot, and I couldn't stop his raging. So I left the ship on the landing pad for days. Watched him tear it to pieces with his bare hands. He lost a lot of blood. I brought him inside once he'd finally passed out and shoved him into a stasis solution tube. My work did this to him. Mine. Me. I did this. I'll tell Lucien. Surely now he'll delay the release. Surely after this. Well, well, well. Yet another story of a product gone horribly awry, but we've gotten to the point of revelation much earlier in the story. One can guess that Harvey is somewhere nearby and that we're going to encounter him sooner or later. Leaning toward later, but hard to tell. In any case, we're all out of time for episode 50, so come back and see me again in episode 51, and we will continue poking around this haunted and/or infested and/or abandoned manor. Talk to you soon.